What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Now today we have Jordan's E36 in the shop and we're going to do some drift mods to it. CX Racing Coilovers, we're welding his diff today and a few other little things here and there. Have a full day ahead of us. First we got to unbox some things. But if you're new to the channel, this is Jordan's 1995 325i. He picked this up for $365, got it running and driving pretty well, and now he's going to make it a drift car and needs to do some suspension work and welding the diff. I think he has some brakes and little things like that he needs to do, and some fluids. Oh, those are the Amazon tires? He picked these tires up on Amazon. How much were they, Jordan? 88 bucks for these two, so he's going to try these out. They're tiny little boys. He thinks they're a good deal or whatever. I'm more of an eBay guy myself, but hey, we'll give it a shot. He's got his nice Corbo bucket seats in here, ready for the event coming up this weekend. He's hoping to get out there as long as we can get all this stuff done today. Alrighty, first impressions of the CX Racing Coilovers. They're not too bad. These are about, what, $500 and something, Jordan? So they're kind of middle of the road coilover. They're a little dinged up here and there from, I don't know if shipping or whatnot. With that being said, we're gonna get to tearing apart the car, show you guys little tips and tricks along the way, and try these babies out. First step, we're gonna start with the backs here. Get in your trunk, yank out some of this carpet in here so you can get to the two shock bolts on the top. We do have it lower, close to the ground, that way we can put a jack underneath it so the spring doesn't just shoot the entire assembly down. So there are the two bolts sitting in there. Take those off with the assembly supported from below so it doesn't shoot down. Nice, nice. All right, with the shock out, now all you do is you put a foot on here, put some weight on, watch your fingers and grab that. All right, just got the spring off. Took the little rubber pads, put them on the CX Racing spring. The orientation should look like this, so the adjustability will be at the top. So we're installing the spring first before we put the shock back in. Alright, so we got this side all assembled up. If you ever want to lower it or raise it, first thing you do is unjam this collar with the supplied spinner wrench. And then what you can do is take this and just twist it, and you can see it raising or lowering the car. Make sure it's off the ground, there's not a load on it. And to stiffen the ride, you take this collar up here in the spring. You might need to take that hex out a little bit. And you can use the spanner wrench as well and tighten and loosen, and that will adjust the stiffness. You can also adjust the damping inside the trunk with a supplied little tool on the top of the shock. Always make sure to jam this up with the spanner wrench after you're done so this thing won't move. Got the back complete. That didn't take very long at all. We're gonna move on to the front. A little bit more complicated, but not a whole lot, mainly just because of the brake line and the ABS. I'm gonna give you guys a quick little rundown on how to do the front. So first off, you wanna take these three, I think they're 13 mils off the top. Along with, in here, there's one bolt here, one on the other side. I believe those are 18s as well. Take those off. Along with this one up top, shock should come right out. You will have to disconnect the wiring and I believe the brake line as well. She should be free. Alrighty, just wrapping up the coilover install, about to drop it on the ground. See where it sets, and we'll probably have to adjust the ride height.
Nope. Oh yeah, it's a monster truck. That's where you need to be.
There you go. We're not
here's the thing.
Beautiful.
That it needs to settle a little bit.
Push down on
Rally. We're lowering it.
The back didn't look terrible.
The back's fine.
Yeah, we got some adjusting to do. Just finished the coilovers, did a little test drive, got back. They are all set. So now we're gonna work on the diff, get it back up in the air, start taking it apart, and we're gonna weld this thing up. So he'll be able to drift this thing finally. Alrighty, starting off on the diff. underneath the car, got it up in the air. First thing we're going to be doing is busting off these CV axles. There are, I believe there's 6 bolts held on by E12 bolts, which looks like this little guy here. You will need a set of these if you own a BMW eventually, so might as well go pick one up from like AutoZone or O'Reilly's or something like that. So once we get all those out on this side and the other side, what Jordan's doing right now is taking out the drive shaft nuts and bolts, which are, what are they, 16, Jordan? So 16, there's 4 of those, I believe. And then once we have all those out, we can go from there. Gabe is our e-brake master up here, working it whenever we need to yank it so we can get these bolts loose so they won't just spin. Next thing on the list is go ahead and disconnect this sway bar. There is a bracket right here with a nut and bolt where my finger is at here. One here, one on the other side. That should be able to swing down just enough. We might want to take it off the linkage here. We'll feel that out. Along with disconnect your little plug right here. And then we can start working on these big bolts here. One here, one on this other side. I believe they are like an 18, 19, something like that. Along with this one long boy here in the back going through toward the back of the car. Once those are all out, the diff should be free, so be careful. Once this one here and those 2 big boys on either side are out, we should be free.
That looked fresh.
Now we're just cleaning it out before I lay some welds in. Want to make sure we get all the gear fluid out before we start welding. Hit it with a little bit of brake clean and a towel, just kind of clean every bit of the surface off that we can inside the diff, because we'll be welding these teeth together right here, right there in the middle. You want to weld these teeth here, this and this together, and these two. So there's 2 spots here, 2 spots at the bottom. Flip it over. You want to do the other side as well. Alrighty guys, just finished welding up his diff. Came out pretty nice. Now all he's got to do is wait for it to dry, clean it out a little bit, put some gear fluid in it, seal it up some RTV really nice. Make sure to coat the outer edge of the diff cover. You don't really need the gasket. RTV works great. That way we can get it back up in the car and test it out.
All right, we went ahead and RTV'd the whole gasket mating surface.
Go for
Time to throw her in.
Well, you got the drive shaft.
Hey, watch the speed sensor. Can you
guide it in?
Oh, yeah. Dang.
Matt's got the shaft drive.
I got the shaft. Is it on? Go.
Somewhere. Test time, baby. Well, the diff's in. Coilover's in. He's got some fresh fluid and bulbs and whatever. Let's go drifter. We got some chirps. It's working. What is that? First gear. Are you in first?
No, he's in second.
Go first. Nice, yeah. Attaboy. I was going for another. Alrighty, buddy, keep an eye out for the drift event video coming out here in a few days. We'll definitely get some shots of Jordan's E36, along with my 370Z. Get to test out my new angle kit. If you've missed that video, make sure to check that out here. That is going to do it for this one, guys. We'll let you know what we think of the CX Racing coilovers for the E36. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you guys in the next one.